whenever you're ready.
Welcome back to Belmont Bunch. I'm in a good mood, but I'm also very tired. I went to the Jets game today. They won. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I finished the year 5-2 at the 7 Jet games I went to. The one game I didn't, the Patriots game. Why? Because I'm smart. The Islanders played 2 games this week. Only 2. They played in Boston for a nationally televised game, and you know the eyes of the NHL was on them. They really, what is it?
There's this thing, like what's that brown thing covering something?
They skipped game 32.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's something underneath there, though.
I don't want to talk about it. I was there. I witnessed it.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about it?
So, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. The Islanders played their worst game of the year. So, the worst result of the year, let's call it that. Because the Islanders led this game 3-1, midway through the second, with the shots favoring the Islanders 22-8. You could forgive me if I thought this game was over. After a short-handed goal by Casey Cizikas, which was preceded by a Derek Brassard power play goal. That was an absolute snipe. The first goal of the game from Brock Nelson on a 2-on-1 where he finally didn't go 5-hole. Ho-ho! Seemed like the Islanders had the book on Rene. They knew, they kept coming in basically at the same angle. Part of that, you can't plan 2-on-1s like that, but it seemed like they knew where to shoot. They were going to, I believe it was his blocker's side, like not super high, over the pads, under the, So we lead this game 3-1, 22-8 are the shots, and a funny thing happens, which is after our shorthanded goal by Cizikas, we forget there is a hockey game and give up immediately a power play goal, which is then followed by a soft short side goal by Craig Smith on Grice. At this point, I believe the shots were like 23-10-ish, and my brother and I are discussing whether or not Grice should still be in this game. Not so much as, sometimes when you pull the goalie, it's a energy boost for the rest of the team. It wakes you up, it jolts you. The game last year against Ottawa is a good example. Grice started this game. I believe he gave up 3 goals to Ottawa. We're down 3-1, 3-2. We put Leonard in after he gives up a somewhat soft goal. Leonard leads us to a 5-3 victory. Sometimes it just changes the balance of the game. The Islanders elect not to switch goalies at this point. At 3-3, that's understandable. After Grice gives up the 4-3 goal, all these goals coming in very short order. I believe it was 3 goals on 4 or 5 shots. Even if they're not all his fault, and they weren't, you get the feeling it just might not be his night. And then when the 5th goal goes in on a short side shot where he gets caught leaning and it looks awful. The optics of that are awful. The Nashville player is basically perpendicular to the net. Is that the right word? Perpendicular to the net.
He's facing the goalie? Or was he on the side of the net?
He was on the goal line. He had no angle. We won't go through every goal after the 5th because it was kind of over from there. Grice, the 5th one was not great, and I think the 3rd one wasn't great. And you could argue the 2nd one he may have gotten screened on the power play goal. The first one, not his fault. I should mention, once again, we are having trouble getting the puck out of our own zone. Scott Mayfield on the first goal has a back pass. We're just getting out of the zone, and he's like, no, back further. And it's stolen, goes to Craig Smith, who scores from the slot. Really good night for mediocre forward Craig Smith. I'm salty. Overall, we outshot them. We got PDO'd. Everybody notices, probably, that not this week as much. We outshot the opponent in 2 of the 3 games. We are not a shots behemoth. Most other teams probably feel the way we felt in the Nashville game, where we get outshot by other teams and win, and we outshoot and we lose. We are the New York Islanders. Nothing makes sense. So we know these things are going to happen, at some points, but some of the stuff is preventable. It's a lack of focus in our own zone. And I think the guys really want to go on Christmas break because they are not defending and they're not skating, as evidenced by all the penalties we took this week. 14 in 3 games. Stop. Especially, unfortunately, against Anaheim. He's one of our best penalty killers. Cizikas, buddy. 2 tripping penalties. Those are lazy penalties. Stop tripping people. Skate with them. Maybe there's a little bit of, maybe that could point to a little bit of fatigue. We're hitting the midway point of the season. Anyway, we'll carry that on with some of the other stuff. We know. Tripping penalties, I think, shows tired players. Because I don't think these guys are lazy. I think it's a tired penalty. Whatever the case, 5 penalties in this game. Varlamov gave in 2 of the first 2. He gave up the first 2 shots in goal when he led the team out in the third. So let's just take the tape from that game and we'll throw it over there. So Thursday night, the Islanders now with a lot of pressure, national TV in Boston. We've lost 7 straight to Boston coming in, and you know this is a test. This is a test in front of a national audience of people who have no idea what the hell they're talking about the Islanders. There are some people that know what they're talking about, but none more than me. The Isles come into this game, obviously coming off their worst defensive performance of the year. And what do? They hold the Boston Bruins to 3 shots through 1 period, and they're down 1-0. The shots were 4-3 Islanders after 1. You could call it grinding hockey. You could call it ugly hockey. I call it Barry Trotz's defensive guru. 2 minutes in. What did we talk about in the last game? We talked about giving the puck away in our own zone and being generally stupid. Ryan Pulock stepped into my office. Isles are trying to get the puck out of the zone. Pulock, plus, pro, block shot. Kahn tries to skate the puck out, immediately stripped. Anders Bjork scores 2 minutes in. Shout out to Isles Nation, who immediately tweeted, we're doing that thing again where we give the puck away in our own zone and don't make saves. That's what it felt like. Because I'm just settling in. I'm like, here we go. Biggest game of the year to this point, probably. Let's see how they shake off this game. And it's 1-0. Anders Bjork, by the way, beautiful shot. Varlamov left out to dry there by Ryan Pulock, thinking he could skate the puck out the zone. Don't test me, Ryan. I will cower in fear of you as you shoot slap shots wide of me. So, other than that, actually really good period. It was somewhat of a playoff atmosphere because neither team really wanted to be the first to make a mistake. The Islanders did make the first mistake, but after that, they didn't want to make the second first mistake. It was a very tight game, grinding through. The Isles would get the second goal of the game. The Isles' first goal of the game. Johnny Boychuk with a patented Johnny Rocket against his old team, top corner against Tuukka Rask, who was screened in front, and it is 1-1. So, to this point, shots still pretty even. Isles playing a really good road game. Amazing save by Varlamov. Going behind the net is Long Island native Charlie McAvoy. He draws in 2 Islanders that follow him behind the net for some inexplicable reason that Barry Trotz extracted out of them after the game, after he was done torching their souls. Ryan Johnston and Tom Kuhnhackl. Hey, Tom, welcome back. You've been hurt for a while. What the fuck are you doing? He follows Johnston behind the net. It's hard to say who follows whom. I think it's just who there.
Here's a rule of thumb for all you folks listening.
I clapped. That means we're done.
The rule of thumb is always use who, because no one will make fun of you for using who. But if you try and use whom and it's wrong, you'll look like an idiot. So
Ryan Johnson, director of The Last Jedi, follows Tom Kuhnhackl behind the net.
You subverted my expectations.
I did. Ross Johnston and Kuhnhackl following each other behind the net. McAvoy finds the now wide open Charlie Coyle. Thank you for that, those two. Thank you. Who snaps it into the empty net. Oh, wait, he didn't. He snaps it into the glove of Varlamov, who just not even the usual butterfly or like let me get the glove over and do the whoop with my glove. He just like throws his glove out there and it's just like, if I save, I save. And he does save. He makes save. He make big save. And actually a couple of minutes later, Tuukka Rask would follow with a big save on a Bailey backhand. But late in the period, Johnny Boychuk, picking up point number 2 of the game against his old club, is against the boards, just slots it, and by that, not into the net, puts it into the slot, through everyone where Barzal's waiting and just turns it into the empty net for his 14th of the year at that point. And it is 2-1 to the good guys, depending on your definition of good and bad, Ryan Johnston. So in the third period, the Islanders decided, this is too easy. Let's make this harder. Just penalties, penalties, penalties. Barry Trotz in the locker room screamed from the top of his lungs. Penalties. I want penalties, boys. We need to build character. And the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of penalties was a delay of game penalty by Brock Nelson. Now, to be fair, he had the whole ice in front of him, and he had no pressure on him. There was only one thing he could do wrong. There were about 98 things he could do right. There were 2 things he could have done wrong. He could have played it back into our zone like Scott Mayfield in the other game. Or he could have played it out. Or I guess the worst could have been he just shoots it on our own net and scores.
True.
Either way, whatever way, Brock Nelson puts us down to a 5-on-3 after deciding, oh, that fan needs a puck. And it is now a 5-on-3 for about 4 seconds until Torrey Krug slaps one top corner. And now it's 2-2. And the Islanders are deciding to themselves, maybe the penalty idea was bad. Barry, bad idea, Barry. I have it on good authority. You were the one that told them to commit all the penalties. Barry's face was very red. Barry was very angry. I'm Barry. I just talk in the third person, in case you were wondering. Yeah, so after that, Boston really outplayed us in the third. The shots reflected that because, through most of the game, it was very tight. It was very close. Very low number of chances. And then in the third, you know what happens when you commit 5 penalties? You lose advantage of the play for the most part. Or in this game, you score shorthanded and then give up 7 straight. Who knows what's going on? I don't know. I just work here. Not the most eventful overtime ever. The Anaheim one was more eventful. We go to the shootout. Jordan Eberle pots one top corner. Varlamov makes a save on the first shot. Barzal puts one top corner. And then with the game on the line, save wins it for the Isles. David Pastrnak sends Varlamov back into the 5th grade. Shut up.
Wow. Really?
That was supposed to be at 9:25 a.m. Okay, anyway.
What's going on at 9:25 tomorrow?
That was when I was trying to wake up this morning.
Now they know what time we're filming at. That's bad.
Shit.
Burn it down.
Oh, I'll catch the video. Varlamov gets sent back to the 5th grade with the sickest shootout move of all time. There, I said it. No, David Pastrnak comes in, gives a little Dak, little Dak, cut everything from this video. And then Bailey, with a chance to win the game, of course doesn't, because he's Josh Bailey, says half the fan base. The other half says, don't worry, Dad, you're fine. Varlamov makes a very nice save on the last shot. Looked like it was going 5-hole. He gets the pads together. 3-2 Islanders win, not 2-1. Yeah. So, Islanders win. Biggest game of the year to this point. And, now we get the lowly Anaheim Ducks. And this is the part where where's the construction paper? We need to block this game from existence too. Nothing happened. Oh God. Game 34 didn't happen either. So in this game, lots of points. We lost. That's the video. Like and subscribe. So I feel like if I just keep making that joke, eventually it'll be funny. The one where I go, we lost, next video. Alright, anyway. This game gets off to a flying start. Don't even comment. This game gets off to a flying start. A wonderful rush, 1 minute and 50 seconds in. Eberle to Barzal. Barzal has Lee on the far side, but it's not the usual immediately get it and pass it. He kind of finesses his stick around, wraps it around the defender. It's a perfect pass to Lee, who rifles it top corner, and everybody can get all the way off Anders Lee's back. Thank you very much. He puts this one top corner. He had a wonderful game. Used his big body for good. delete that footage, send it to a different country, change my name. This game would be tied by Maxime Comtois. He, on the power play, oh look, committing more penalties. Barry, I told you to stop it last game. Maxime Comtois tips one in front. Once again, the Islanders not aggressive enough in front. I wonder, perhaps if we had a big defenseman who could push people around in front. Oh, we have two, you say, Ryan Pulock and Johnny Boychuk. How about they do those things? All right. So it's 1-1 at this point. So that was Anaheim tying the game. I beg my own pardon to Pulock and Boychuk as James behind the scenes goes,
I'll insert the meme of like the lady with all the math figures. Be like,
it was not Boychuk nor Pulock, but Scott Mayfield, the other right-handed defenseman on this team, that did not cover Maxime Comtois in front of the net, he said in his Bruckmeyer voice. So it's 1-1 at that point, and I have an existential crisis. Not because of the game, just because. But Anaheim would make it 2-1 on a shorthanded goal. Devon Taves does not move up to the shooter quick enough, but then decides, oh wait, I can block my own goalie's eyes now, and does that. So it gets sniped in, and it's 2-1. I am very hard on everybody right now, but get it together! Figure it out! 2-1 Anaheim. Luckily, we get a power play right after that. We would score on the power play. Ryan Pulock slaps it on goal, and it is stopped by Gibson, and it is immediately shoveled in by the Brock Star Nelson. So we're tied at 2 after 1, and I'm just thinking about my brother at the game. This must be a dizzying experience, and not just because everybody tailgated before it, because it was a 1 o'clock Saturday game, but dizzying because what in the name of God is going on with our defense? Goalie regression in 1 week, everyone. That leads to my favorite tweet about this game, which was Dom Lushusen, who said, smart of the Islanders to get all the goalie regression from the 2 years out in 1 game. Next on the wheel of blame for a goal, it lands on Nick Leddy, who doesn't lift the stick or do anything to Adam Henrique to tip a shot in from about 2 inches out. Oh, Varlamov, you got to stop that. It's 3 inches from your face. I don't know who I was trying to be. I don't think anybody expected them to say that. But now it's 3-2 Anaheim, and you're going, Anaheim averages 2.49 goals per game. They already have 3. There's something wrong here. The Isles would respond a few minutes later on a wonderful give and go from Barzal to Lee, back to Barzal, he said in his Doc Emmerich voice. It's Barzal in the neutral zone to Lee. Lee threads the needle between 2 Anaheim players on an incredibly smart play because he doesn't put it on Barzal's stick. He sees that it'll probably get intercepted. He shoots it up to Barzal, who catches it, puts it down, skates in with his blazing speed, puts it backhand past a frankly spazzing John Gibson. I love the effort, though. Really, a poke check and tried to get the leg up in the background. You can't see that because it was off screen, but it doesn't mean I didn't just pull a muscle. So it's 3-3 at this point. And a few minutes later, Brock Nelson finds a wonderful soft spot in the coverage to pass to Nick Leddy, who's in another soft spot in the coverage. Anaheim, their body is soft and shitty like Rush Limbaugh. So it's 4-3 Islanders now. And you're like, okay, we're figuring it out. All we need is to not be terrible at defense again. This 4-3 lead would not last because none of our leads have lasted this week. Shut up. A shot from close to the boards, catches Varlamov, who makes a nice save. It shoots it out, good rebound control to shoot it far to the other side, all the way against the boards. Shot comes back in, and an Anaheim player, may have been Shore, is being guided at the front of the net by one of the Islander players trying to keep him from the slot. So he's trying to do what Nick Leddy didn't do on the Adam Henrique goal. But on this play, as he's ushering him away from the net, the Anaheim player sticks out his skate and collides skates with Varlamov, who is now tumbling as the puck is shot into the empty net. And this is allowed to be a goal on the ice. The Islanders will challenge this, and I at first, just, from the first camera shot in regular motion, you're thinking, oh, Varlamov just like maybe caught an edge and it looked like he's just over sliding to one side. And then you go, bullshit. And you're like, this can't be a goal. And then it's a goal because the NHL is the NFL. There are no differences. It's a terrible call, in my opinion. The official statement from the league was that the player was pushed into Varlamov. That is disgusting bullshit, frankly, my friend. Vomit of the mouth. Diarrhea of the mouth. It's allowed to stay, and take a penalty too, because that's delay of game now in the new NHL. Love you. Thank you. Never change, NHL. So it is now 4-4 because goaltender interference has not been established. Have I made it clear I don't like this call? So we're in the third now. Devon Toews, lovely man. Good guy. Quality guy. I've met him several times. No, I haven't. Devon, question. You're in the neutral zone. About the red line. Tie game. Midway through the third. And you pinch up. Fair enough. Do you, A, get the puck deep? B, try to willy-nilly go around the one guy in front of you? Or C, do you play it backwards to nobody, creating a 2-on-1 for Anaheim? C is chosen. He plays it back into our own zone, forgetting that he's a defenseman, and so the other point is not covered, because, you see, that's his spot, the spot he passed it to. And then Anaheim comes into the zone on a 2-on-1, because apparently the Islanders are changing now. They decide the puck is in their own zone, so they all get off the ice because they don't want a minus on their plus-minus sheet. A shot is rifled past Varlamov after a drop pass, and I'm just like, excuse me? What is going on here? Why is everybody stupid all of a sudden? Including me. So it's 5-4 Anaheim. We would get a power play late in the third. Ryan Pulock would put a physical hole through John Gibson on a slap shot. John Gibson is going to be seeing Ryan Pulock in his freaking nightmares. In the game in Anaheim a few weeks ago, Ryan Pulock injured him with a slap shot. In this game, he stunned him with a slap shot. And then he puts a hole through him to tie the game late in the third. So it's tied, so we at least get a point. And everybody in the stadium was like, because we're all frustrated because this shouldn't happen. This too. And for a matter of fact, shootouts, get rid of them. Ties, only ties. Yeah, so we're tied at this point. Overtime is a hot mess because the Isles are still like, hey, we can, remember 2017-18 when we had John Tavares and we had no defense, so we just tried to outscore the other team in every game? Let's do that. Let's do that again. And Barry Trotz is like, what is this tomfoolery in front of me? We go to the shootout after an interesting overtime that doesn't lead to like a ton of fantastic chances. It's just all over the place because neither team is playing well at this point. In the shootout, it is, I'm trying to think of the order. Eberle goes first for the Islanders. He is stopped this time. Similar move, different shot location for him. He's been very good in the shootout this year. To this point, the Islanders were 3-0 in the shootout, by the way. This is the first shootout loss for the Islanders. We're fine. We're all fine here. We're all fine. How are you? In the shootout, the Isles are down 1-0. Barzal has been stopped. Eberle's been stopped. The game's on Josh Bailey. And the Josh Bailey haters are like, here we go, man. I'm gonna get my keyboard out. Here we go. And Josh Bailey roofs it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So Josh Bailey saves the game for the moment on a wonderful backhand to the top corner. It is tied at 1. Jakob Silfverberg's up. He has a chance to win. That's all right. Varlamov's the best shootout goalie of like the last 10 years statistically. Actually a fantastic shootout goalie. And gets dumped on by Jakob Silfverberg, who comes in, does not even do a move, just goes to the backhand and goes, whoop, and puts it up over Varlamov, puts it over Varlamov. I think lost track of where he was. And I'm not even like, oh, like I was a little bit off on my post. I think he forgot he was playing in a hockey game for a second and that the shootout attempt was to win the game because all it took was, and it's in the net. And Varlamov's like, I did not know this was game. By the way, this isn't making fun of him. He's been playing very well. I just like doing Russian accents. Yeah, I mean, in the shootout, it's always going to be a crapshoot, especially when it's Josh Bailey shooting. Am I right, Josh Bailey haters? All right. Enough of that. So, yeah, really weird week. awful loss, big win, burn everything. Burn everything, awful loss, big win. You could, anyway, we're going to delete this whole video off the internet. We're going to go to the 3 stars of the week, and then I'm going to plead for your likes. 3 stars of the week, we're going to try to start making these less based off of points scored and more off of general play. That being said, let's go to the 3 big scorers this week. Anders Lee just generally got a little bit of his game back. Really looking good with Barzal on the top line, especially in the Anaheim game. And, you know, he gets some slander occasionally because he's not the most skilled player on the ice. When he simplifies his game, for the most part, outside of that pass to Barzal on the breakaway, that was not a simple pass. It was very well done. I think he is at his best. Just use your physicality, man. And he did. He got, and also a little bit of a invisible assist on the Johnny Boychuk goal in Boston, in which he got his ass in Tuukka Rask's face. So Ryan Pulock had a great offensive week, was posting points. One of the defensemen that didn't really disappoint me outside of the other ones that did. Yeah, so seeing him put the puck on net, and emphasis on net, because he's not missing the net as much recently. And Brock Nelson, good playmaking week, but also good with not shooting 5-hole on the breakaway you had this time. Good job, Brock. On the sin bin, I figured we're not going to do this very often because Greiss has been so solid. But actually, give me a sec, because it's not all on Greiss. So we're going to, I thought Taves was not great. Taves was a little bit lackadaisical with some passing in his own zone and also in the neutral zone. Come to think of it, let's add Mayfield. Didn't think he used his physicality to get people out from in front of the net. In the Nashville game, playing it back into your own zone when you have possession, the other team's changing, and you give it to the one guy on the other team that's still in your zone. You know, actually, come to think of it, also, I really, Hosang. I know he hasn't played a game for us this year, but he's down in the minors. What's up with that? Come to think of it, actually, I'm also thinking, I'm a stupid schmuck, and I went to the Nashville game, and when it was 3-1, started doing the chant that Nashville fans do, where they go, like, I went, Rene, you suck, it's all your fault, and then as I was saying that, Nashville made it 3-2. So I take full responsibility. What's this? It's gone. It's me. I am the clown of the week. Oh, you think you're funny? You think you're a clown? Look at that. Oh, you're so happy, but you got a dunce cap. Oh, no. So that is the face of Belmont Bunch. Any questions? So that's the face of the week. This is my face. I'm a clown. Well, you think I'm a clown? Am I funny? I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, please just like and subscribe. It feeds me. And I don't mean like metaphorically. Like it pays my bills. So do that. Bye.